Jason, talk about what you're going to talk about today. What's your message?
Well, my message is to support youth. I think the Boys and Girls Club does a great job with young boys and girls. They give them a place to go after school and in the summer, and they give them the support they need. And unfortunately, Matt Painter couldn't be here today, so I'm filling in.
Have you done this before? Have you reached out to the Boys and Girls Club before?
I haven't. I've been to an event last summer, but I've not reached out to them, no.
Okay.
So it's something, I support. I have a foundation that supports youth sports in Fort Wayne, so it's something that I'm interested in.
And you also do the food drive down at the food pantry at Thanksgiving, so you've really tried to keep active. You've used a little bit of your
leverage
to kind of help out some people.
I have, and I think that I'm able to do that, and it's great to help out the community. I've been fortunate, so it feels good to give back. It really does.
Are you a golfer?
I try to be. Try to be.
So you'll be giving lessons out there, right?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I got a good team, though. I brought a good team, so I surround myself with good people.
Jason, talk about the lockout with the NFL. What's going on?
Well, unfortunately, there's nothing going on right now. They're at a stay. They're waiting for a court hearing, and that's really unfortunate. And I think the one thing you always hear about is $9 million and how we're going to split it up. And I think there's a lot bigger issues than that. There's the long-term care of the players. How does football affect your body? There's health care for the players, and there's health care for the former players. So I think you always hear about the money and the greedy owners and the overpaid athletes, but it's a little more complicated than I think it is a little more complicated than it is on the surface that people just hear about.
What's your gut telling you? You think there'll be a season?
Well, I'm hoping there is. I think there will be. My friend Kevin Mawai is the president of the union, and I think there will be a season. But I think the longer it goes, we'll probably miss some preseason games. If they're not going to hear about anything till the first week of June, and then I think we go to court the first week of June. There's going to be a ruling in July. So I think it's going to be hard to have the season start on time at this point, unless something happens pretty soon.
Jason, tell me how you can relate to the beating your body takes over the years. You played a lot of years in the NFL, and you were right there in the trenches. Tell me how tough that is on players, which is why health is such a big issue.
Well, I think it is tough, being a couple years out, you do feel it. I don't think you really realize it when you're playing, though. When you play, you do anything to get out there on the field. It's, people don't understand, but your job's really on the line every week. If you don't get out there and play, someone else will, and who knows if you'll ever get back in the lineup. But I think, afterwards, and especially now, I see guys that are older. I go play in some golf tournaments or go to some NFL events, and you see the guys that are in their 50s and 60s, and it's like, man, I hope that's not me when I'm 50 or 60. So I think that's the big issue, and there's going to be some sort of an agreement, and they're going to be able to hopefully take care of those retired players that are in need of, some financial assistance and health care.
I've heard that some of the talk of pushing to an 18-game season, those aren't preseason games where you can get a rest. Those are real live,
where you play,
the scores count, and that's 2 more games where you're getting pounded.
It is. The preseason, if you're a starter, you play 5 or 6 plays, and you eat hot dogs on the bench for the rest of the game. But no, 18 games, to me, it seems like a long season. It's tough to get through 16, then you figure the playoffs if you're lucky enough to go. So I think the owners will probably cave in on that with all the health issues, and we'll see, though. Money talks, and if they might offer enough money where the union and the players might think it's worth it to put your body at risk. So we'll see.
How long did the players really see this coming? I mean,
it's been, my last year was in '08, and we talked about it then. So, we've seen it coming, and I just think that for some reason the two parties just didn't get together sooner to maybe get some sort of framework of a deal, and it just come down to the last minute, and they couldn't get something done. And like I said, there's a lot of complex issues that are just not how you divide $9 billion.
It's hard to share that with fans, though, isn't it?
It is. I think fans don't understand, or just people don't understand. But when you actually play, you see the people, and you know the issues, and I think that's the tough part of it, because it's being portrayed as these overpaid athletes against these greedy owners, and it's a business. And I think it's hard. It's a sport, but the bottom line, it is a business.
Yeah. Looking back, do you feel like you got every possible ounce out of your NFL career?
Oh, I did. I mean, I miss it. I miss being around the guys and hanging out in the locker room, but I got every ounce out of it. So I was fortunate. I was lucky, but I don't miss practice.